Yeah, nice to chat with you again, Leighton. We always have a brilliant conversations. You never know where it's going to go. And Av, it's great meeting you for the first time. Yeah, Leighton, you and I have been on episodes of various shows throughout the last decade or so. Some of your listeners probably know who I am. I've been a pioneer in the aquaponic world for the last 30 plus years. And I wouldn't say many people have 30 plus years experience in aquaponics. So that's really my specialty is this water farming. I also specialize in hydroponic production using chemical nutrient salts to produce plants. And currently, I serve as an academic director at Santa Fe Community College. And our program is called Controlled Environment Agriculture. We used to be called Greenhouse Management. But since I came here, we do so much more from rooftop farms, shipping container farms, greenhouse production, indoor grows, and that kind of stuff. So it all fits the definition of controlled environment agriculture. I know the program here, Soil Matters. We're going to get into how I fit in because I don't use soil. I save soil for farmers who want to work with soils. I often on my facilities, I build soils. So we have an amazing nutrient source and not just nutrients, but a lot of biological activity in fish waste. Some people call it waste and they use that to build compost or build soils. Most of our waste, we actually mineralize, remineralize, break it down into dissolved nutrients, and we don't have a discharge from our facility. All those liquid nutrients are assimilated by plants in these beautiful coupled systems, what we call coupled aquaponics. And that's mostly what you would see at my facility. So I've been in this industry, like I said, for 30 years. I focused my whole career on nutrient recycling. It first came about with sustainable eating, and I had changed diets from eating birds and fish, from eating red meat to eating birds and fish. I saw how contaminated our environment was back in the late 80s. We started seeing medical waste wash up on our seashore. I understood that our open systems were not protected from contamination. And Leighton, now I see once a week stories about wild fish and how contaminated they are. So the days of wild fish versus farm fish are almost over, people. You will not be choosing wild fish much more because either there will be no more wild fish or the ones that are there are contaminated. We don't want to eat them. I get stories every day about fish containing estrogens and opioids, radiation. They swim through raw sewage. We've really thrown our systems out of balance. And again, the days of going out as an industry and catching wild fish for 8 billion people coming, that's a thing of the past if we're looking for clean food. So I focused on controlled environments my whole career. I focused first on aquaculture, moving indoors to produce food, safe food for humans near these centers where populations grow. So near centers of big cities, for instance, setting up aquaculture. And I think that's probably where you and I started to collaborate. Leighton, you came around looking for fish poop, and you still go around the country looking for fish poop because of the biological potential that's there. So it's at that time you and I started to understand what's there. And I have focused my career specifically on that product, on that fish poop, and how can we best utilize that. I've created zero discharge systems. Some systems I run are almost zero supplement besides the fish feed and the rainwater. So I would say as far as sustainable food production, some of the systems I work with probably produce more food using the least resources of any food system in the world. And I'm glad you're still in this game. And you and I see all the time the importance of building soil. And there's movements all over the planet now about building soil. So I really appreciate that you can bring somebody like me who focuses on water production because we have so many potential benefits that we can use to build soils as well in these facilities. So I like to look at facilities. I like to look at outputs or waste streams and figure out what we can do with that. Can we make energy off of that? Can we recycle the water? Can we recycle the nutrients? So I have a long list of publications working in many of these areas of food, energy, and water. And that's what we focus on here at Santa Fe Community College. And it's why after 30 years in the industry, I am at a community college. There's no stigma here. We're leading the world. I have students that come to my class that have master's degrees. I have students with Ph.D s, and they come back to a community college to learn how to save the planet. So that's what we're doing now.
And that's exactly why you're here today, Charlie, because you are one of the early pioneers of trying to figure out and unlock a lot of the potential that we have that's been kept from